In terms of positions identified, players targeted and substantial purchases, I think it's sort of phase 1 complete for Tim Steidten in the summer transfer window, because before the window even opened, it was widely reported that Lopetegui and Steidten wanted 7 new players. We've done 8. We got a bonus buy, and to be fair, I think the bonus buy was Guilherme. I think the other 7 filled the positions in which we wanted to strengthen this summer, and Guilherme was an opportunity signing, and I don't think he's going to be the last one either. But it all depends on what I consider to be phase 2, which is tweaking this squad. Getting players out now is the focus for Tim Steidten in the summer transfer window, because the squad is full. If the transfer window closed tonight, I think we're in a good position. I think we'll be happy with the squad. I think Steidten and Lopetegui would be happy with the squad. Anything from here on in is almost a bonus. And it's very much going to be one out, one in policy at West Ham for the remainder of the summer transfer window. So we've got 2 and a bit weeks left. It's a case of who's going and who's coming in. I think those that are coming in will be what I consider to be opportunity signings. Like Chalobah, for example. A few months ago, yes, he might have been for sale. But when you look at the situation at Stamford Bridge, and especially the one Chalobah finds himself in, he's definitely more available and cheaper than he was a few months ago. I think that presents an opportunity, and that may put focus on West Ham. Say, right, let's get a centre-back out and get Chalobah in, whether it's a permanent signing, whether it's a loan. He's become available, let's go get him. Duran of Aston Villa could be another one where, because of the situation he finds himself in fact, no other club's gone for him, Villa may feel pressure to get rid of him towards the end of the window. We can free up a space, we'll have him. Thank you very much. I'm predicting that's what we will see at West Ham. Signings of opportunity. Solar at PSG is another example where he's just available. He's not quite transfer listed, but he's very available. A bit like the players we're going to be discussing today. So, we've got Kurt Zouma, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Nayef Aguerd, James Ward-Prowse, Thomas Souček, Andy Irving, Danny Ings and Maxwell Cornet. Did it without looking at my notes there. Now, there are a couple of other players that have been linked with moves away, such as Vladimir Soufal and Mikel Antonio. However, perhaps naively, I'm going to dismiss those because I don't think we'd entertain offers for them unless it was silly money for them. I think they'll be a part, and a main part of the squad next season. But the other 8, I think they're all available. Not necessarily up for sale, and we're obviously not going to sell them all. It'll be him or him. But that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. Now, if you're new around here, please do subscribe. We're very close to that 40,000 subscribers. I'm sure there's at least 23 of you watching that hasn't subscribed. Please do. It's free and takes a couple of seconds. Also, do drop a like on the video by clicking the thumbs up. Now, let's start with the centre-backs and we'll fly through Kurt Zouma. He's currently still over there in Dubai. He had his medical. Because of the results of the medical, Shabab Al Ali wanted to renegotiate with Kurt Zouma. It may mean West Ham paying Kurt Zouma off to some extent. Basically, he'll get X amount from Shabab Al Ali. The difference between that and West Ham would then have to pay Kurt Zouma that over the course of the season. I'm still confident this deal goes through as a free transfer and he will leave, which will obviously free up a space. Moving on to the other 2 centre-backs, so Aguerd or Mavropanos. I'm pretty certain they won't both leave, but I'm also quite comfortable that one of them will. I'm kind of open to either. I think Aguerd had a better pre-season. Up until pre-season, I would have said that keep Mavropanos and Aguerd will go. I think they both hold a lot of value in the transfer market. I don't think we'll get back what we paid for either. We ain't getting that 35 for Aguerd. I'm not sure we'll get the 25 for Mavropanos, but they certainly both have a large transfer fee on their head. But I like what I've seen from Aguerd pre-season. It's just a case of, does he want to be here? Is he committed to West Ham? I don't know. That's up for Lopetegui. Mavropanos is the interesting one, because he was a Tim Steidten purchase 12 months ago, and I struggle to see him leaving, because if you're Tim Steidten, are you going to accept you've made a mistake and actually he shouldn't have come in, or are you going to say, well, it was actually David Moyes' fault that we've not seen the best of Konstantinos Mavropanos. I'm going to back myself. I'm going to leave him in the West Ham squad for another season and see how he gets on under a different style of head coach. Maybe that will get the best out of him. I'll be surprised if Mavropanos goes. I'm expecting it to be Aguerd. However, because of the price tag on both players, I think Mavropanos is perhaps more gettable, more attractive for purchasing clubs. Also, the Bundesliga perhaps are more likely to have the transfer fee available, and they would prefer Mavropanos for obvious reasons, given he's done it over in Germany. France at the minute are skint. A lot of French clubs have got very little money. Some have got a bit of money, but some have got very little. So I think Aguerd's ideal destination perhaps isn't there as much as Mavropanos is. So in terms of West Ham, I think we'd prefer to sell Aguerd. In terms of purchasing clubs, I think they'd maybe be more likely to buy Mavropanos. In terms of me, I'm happy with either staying. I'm still unsure about Mavropanos. When he arrived, I didn't really have an opinion of him. I still don't. I think he's had some good games, some bad games. I'm still sussing him out, to be honest with you. I'm happy for him to be here, and this season, I judge him. Moving on into midfield then. This is where it gets a little bit more decisive, I think. Ward-Prowse or Souček. I think the expectation in the build-up to pre-season was that Souček would be the one to go. But I think he did alright in the last friendly. Played 90 minutes. I think that's quite telling. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But not many players got 90 minutes against Celta Vigo, and Souček did. I expect him to start against Aston Villa at the weekend, which I know won't be popular, but that's a prediction. My prediction is he starts next to Rodriguez. Now, the reports are that we are open to selling one of them. We won't sell both, and I don't want us to sell both. I think that would be silly and leave us a bit light. But again, if we are going to go after Solar of PSG, then perhaps both of them do become available. Again, both players will command a decent transfer fee. What would Souček be? 15, 20 million? But in terms of PSR, that's good. Ward-Prowse, what would he be? 20, 25 million maybe? Not so appealing, PSR, because he's only been here for 1 year, but still a substantial transfer fee, good for the cash flow. I'd imagine Ward-Prowse would suit Lopetegui's football more, but I'm not sure, actually, if either of them leave. My prediction is, let's just have a little bit of fun. Who do we think will leave? Get involved in the comments. Who do you want to leave and who do you think will leave? Two different questions. I think Mavropanos will go, and I don't think either of Souček or Ward-Prowse will go. I think they will both remain here. Moving in, well, Andy Irving actually. Now this is the. You've almost got to suck the fun. Sorry, I'm going to hoover the fun out of this because it is fun. Andy Irving has been fun pre-season. He became a bit of a meme. Got his goal, got his assist. It was all fun. But on Saturday, West Ham announced the squad numbers for the new signings, including Ward-Prowse, who'd moved from 7 till 8 because of Pablo Fornals and Somerville coming in, and also Andy Irving. So he got this 29 shirt. So there you go, Saturday, here's the shirt numbers for the new signings. Yesterday, Wan-Bissaka took the 29. Andy Irving got a shirt number at West Ham for 4 days. Now, I don't know what the record is for the least amount of days you have an official squad number at a football club. Andy Irving, bless him, has got to be close to the record. 4 days. There you go. Nah, we're taking that away and giving it to Wan-Bissaka. And I feel really sorry for him because on Saturday when this was announced, surely the probability of us signing Adam Wan-Bissaka was high, and the probability of Wan-Bissaka wanting the number 29 shirt was also high. I feel like this could have been avoided, which was just give him a number that's vacant and our new signing is not going to want. Strange situation, but Irving doesn't have a shirt number at the minute. However, neither does Freddie Potts, or lesser so Lewis Orford, but Freddie Potts also doesn't have a shirt number. So they're not 100%, but they've certainly been announced by the club. They put up an article yesterday with the full squad with all the shirt numbers next to it. Andy Irving was missing, so I feel a bit sad for him. However, I think his opportunities at West Ham could be limited. But I do feel we need one of those midfielders that don't get much minutes and they're okay with that squad role. So whether that's Potts or whether that's Irving, because I think it's got to be one of the two. Now Earthy's gone, I want to see Lewis Orford sign a new contract and go out on loan as well. That leaves Irving and Potts. I think we need to retain one of them and possibly let the other one go out on loan, or maybe even cash in if it's Andy Irving. It would be sad. It'd be a short story, but it'd be somewhat of a romantic, funny story for years to come. Moving on to Maxwell Cornet and Danny Ings. I guess these are the sort of crunchier ones. I think Ings in particular is the one that we really want to get off our books. So much so were willing to let him have a free transfer, apparently. According to ex employee, it could be a similar situation with Zouma, which is as long as somebody takes his wages, he can leave. Now, previously in the transfer window, he declined a move to Southampton, and it's not money motivated because West Ham offered to pay the difference in wages. He rejected it. He wanted to stay at West Ham. And there was a nice story, actually, I seen yesterday, and I'm not saying we should keep Ings because of this. However, I'm the first one to moan about stuff, so I want to be fair and be the first one to give credit and praise where it's due. Callum Marshall's obviously joined Huddersfield on loan, scored and an assist last night, so congratulations to him. But I read an article regarding his move. It was a local paper in Huddersfield, I think, and it's just a few words from him joining Huddersfield. But in it, he said that Ings has been very important to him pre-season, and during pre-season, Ings has worked with him a lot and has given him a lot of encouragement and helped his confidence. So basically, Marshall would have a shot in training and miss. Ings would be the first one to tell him, forget about it, get out your head and go again, and to keep his confidence high. So Ings, by the sounds of it, has been a big help to Callum Marshall. It's just a nice thing. It's positive. I like positivity. But we do need to move Danny Ings on. Moving Ings on would be positive as well. He'll be a great striker for somebody if your club, and funny enough, Southampton is where I think he could go, because I think they're going to be lacking goals this season. But any club that need a goal scorer and are willing to play two up front, I think this is the man to come and get, really. He's a proven and prolific goal scorer when played in the right system. That's not going to happen at West Ham. It hasn't happened. There's been no indication pre-season that will happen next season either. I think it's best that he moves on, and I hope he does, because it will allow us to then do something in the transfer window. Obviously, the difference is if Ings goes or Ward-Prowse goes over Thomas Souček, it restricts the incoming player to a homegrown player. Obviously, if, say, Souček or Mavropanos go, you can buy anybody. But if it's Ings or Ward-Prowse, then you're restricted to bringing in a homegrown player. So there is that to consider as well. And that leaves us with Maxwell Cornet. Now, this would be the frustrating one for me, because I loved this signing. I thought he was a really good player at Burnley. He's come in, and it's just been a bit of a nightmare of a transfer for him, for West Ham. Nobody's come out looking good out of this transfer. They happen sometimes. There's an unfortunate series of events which lead to things like this happening, and him going away to France, and it sounded like it was unauthorised for a very rare injury. He's gone over there, he's taken it into his own hands, and I understand why he's done it, but I also understand why Moyes doesn't like it. I get both parties' view, but what it does do is it creates just an awkward situation, really. And I was hoping this pre-season, now Moyes is gone, Lopetegui's come in, clean slate, practically a new signing. Come on, let's see it. He's just not been good pre-season. The best bit of Cornet pre-season was scoring against Crystal Palace, and we didn't get to see it. So his highlight of pre-season, none of us got to watch it. I am still a fan of Cornet. I've had faith in Cornet, but even I'm giving up at this point with him, and I think it's best that we do just move him on, because he's got Somerville ahead of the pecking order, and he may have Guilherme as well. What's best for West Ham? Who do you invest minutes in today, Cornet or Guilherme? It's got to be Guilherme, really. Cornet is sort of in the way of his progression at the club at the minute. If Lopetegui feels like he can get a player out of Cornet, then keep him, but if not, move him on. And like I said, I thought that Celta Vigo friendly was very telling. So there was the good signs, which was Souček got 90 minutes, so it's good for him. But there's also players that didn't look great on. Ings and Cornet didn't even come on, and I think that told a lot, which is Lopetegui's had a look at them pre-season and decided, nah, let's get rid of these guys. So there you go. Those are the players I think could leave West Ham. They won't all leave West Ham this summer transfer window. I think Zuma's going to go. I think this is my prediction. Zouma, Mavropanos, Ings or Cornet. Can't decide which one. I think one will stay and one will go. In terms of incomings, well, I think Chalobah would be the centre-back we go after. And as a striker, I don't know. A lot of people want Duran. I understand why. I'm not sure that's the guy we go get. I'm quite interested, actually. I like a little bit of excitement. And after 8 signings, should be forgiven for thinking, well, that's it, shut up shop now, we've done our business. It's going to be a bit boring as a West Ham fan for the last 2 weeks of the transfer window. And that would be a good thing. But I don't think it will be. I think there's still some business to be done, but like I said, opportunity signings, but they all depend on getting some of these players out. So can you get involved in the comments now? Can you let me know which players you want to leave and which players you think will leave? It doesn't have to be the ones I've mentioned. Some of you might think we should move on players I've not discussed. I don't know, Creswell for example. A lot of people want Creswell to leave. Get involved in the comments. I'll catch up with you later. But if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, comment by clicking thumbs up. Subscribe to Hammers Chat. Hopefully my next video I can stop going on about that. I'll catch up with you later.